Upon completing this in-service, you will be able to, number 1, understand the importance of obtaining accurate height and weight measurements. Number 2, know different ways to obtain a height measurement. And number 3, know key points for obtaining accurate weights. Obtaining accurate height and weight measurements is crucial in order to provide an accurate nutritional assessment of the resident. Height and weight measurements are used to calculate estimated minimum daily energy or calories, protein and fluid needs of the resident. Height and weight are used to determine a resident's BMI or body mass index, which helps determine weight status such as normal weight, underweight, overweight, or obese. Obtaining accurate height measurements. Using a stand-up scale. If using a stand-up scale with height bar attachment, make sure a resident is able to stand upright with feet in middle of base platform and with back facing the height bar. Bring height bar even with the top of the resident's head and then record the height in inches after the resident has stepped from the scale platform. If possible, do this without shoes and with light clothing. The lying down method. If the resident is unable to stand, allow the resident to lay flat as possible on their back with their body and legs extended as straight as possible. Place a mark or marker on the bed at the top of the head and a mark or marker at the bed at the resident's heel, then measure the distance between the two marks or the markers. Using the arm span measurement, with the upper extremities, including the hands, fully extended and parallel to the ground, measure the distance between the tip of one middle finger to the tip of the other middle finger. The measurement of the arm span will roughly equal the height of the resident. Arm span measurement version 2, measure the distance from the middle of the breastbone to the tip of the middle finger of the dominant hand and multiply by 2. This number will roughly equal the height of the resident. Types of scales include stand-up scale, must be able to stand up and stand still safely on the scale platform. Sit-down or chair scale, must be able to sit with back resting against the back of the chair, feet flat on platform or footrest and hands on lap. Wheelchair scale, a resident can stay seated in their wheelchair and rolled onto the platform of the scale to be weighed. The weight of the wheelchair needs to be deducted from the total weight. Total weight of resident and wheelchair minus the weight of the wheelchair equals the weight of the resident. Make sure the same wheelchair is used every time, as extra padding, footrest, etc. may affect accuracy. Sit to stand scale, the resident must be strong enough as well as alert and oriented enough to be able to follow instructions on how to be lifted from a sitting position to a standing position while holding onto the machine and standing on the platform. Bed lift scale, also known as a Hoyer lift, typically used for bedridden residents. Sling size needs to fit the resident properly to prevent accident or injury. Or a bed scale, most often used for people who cannot or should not be moved from their bed. Use manufacturer's instructions on how to properly use each type of scale. Key points for obtaining weight accuracy. Train staff on how to properly use the scales and take weights. Have the same staff member or members take weights whenever possible. Balance the scale to 0 before starting the weighing process. Consistency in weight taking. For example, have the same scale for the resident for each weight taken. Have the same type of or weight of clothes on when being weighed. Shoes either always on or always off. If on, then the same or similar shoes of similar weight. Weigh at the same time of day when possible. Prosthetic either always on or always off. Catheter or ostomy bag, note if full, empty, etc., as this could alter the resident's weight. Cast, note if and what kind of cast a resident is wearing. Weight may change after the cast is removed. Wet or dry weight, note if the weight is taken before or after dialysis. Calibrate the scales routinely according to manufacturer's instructions or more frequently if there is a question of weight accuracies. Do not use a hospital weight or the weight the resident or representative believes they weigh. Compare the weight being measured with the last weight measure to see if the weight being measured seems reasonable. If not, reweigh the resident. Start with setting the scale to 0. Follow facility procedures for how many times to weigh a person before deciding the resident's weight has changed and document the weight in the record. Documenting inaccurate weight measurements may cause an inaccurate dosage of medication. Some medications are prescribed based on a person's weight, trigger a significant weight change or trending weight change when, if remeasured, they may not have had any significant or trending weight change. Significant or trending weight changes require additional assessment, sometimes lab work, or other costly interventions to determine the root cause of the weight change. Nutritional interventions may be implemented that are not warranted. An incorrect weight can cost the facility time and money, and it also can affect the facility's financial reimbursement from the government by incorrect coding of the MDS. Let's test your knowledge about obtaining accurate height and weight measurements. Number 1. Why is an accurate height and weight measurement needed? A. To calculate body mass index that can determine weight status. B. To determine energy or calories, protein, and fluid needs. C. To provide an accurate nutritional assessment of the resident. Or D. All of the above. And the answer to question number 1, why is an accurate weight and height measurement needed? And the answer is D, all of the above. Question number 2, key points for obtaining an accurate weight include A. Train staff on how to use the scales properly. B. Use the scale that is best for the resident. Use the same scale for each weight taken for that resident. C. Be consistent in how weights are obtained, such as same type of clothes, shoes on or off. Or D. All of the above. And the answer to question number 2, key points for obtaining an accurate weight include D. All of the above. Question number 3. A recommended way to determine the height of someone who cannot use the stand-up scale would be A. Guessing, B. Arm span measurement, C. Comparing a resident with another resident, or D. None of the above. And the answer to question number 3, a recommended way to determine the height of someone who cannot use a stand-up scale would be B. Arm span measurement. Question number 4, true or false? An inaccurate weight documented as an accurate weight can cause a lot of unnecessary additional assessments that may cost the facility time and money. And the answer to question number 4 is true. Question number 5, also true or false? Scales should be calibrated routinely according to manufacturer's instructions, or more frequently if there is a question of weight accuracies. And the answer to question number 5 is true. Scales should be calibrated routinely according to manufacturer's instructions. Thank you for your participation in today's program. Our goal is for you to use this information in your daily work. We hope you are well served today and every day. If you would like more information about our in-service training programs or consulting dietitian services, please contact us at Nutrition Care Systems, 1-800-761-9200 or nutritioncaresystems.com.